Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, there you go. There you have it. The NBA is officially over, folks. Right? The NBA is officially over. Adam Silver just signed, sealed, and delivered the news. The NBA is over. And it's no surprise that the news is the news. I mean, I don't know what anybody else thought was going to happen or what has already happened already. So if you don't know, Adam Silver said that in the coming years, that in the playoffs, in the in-season tournament cup, the European League will mix in with the NBA and play against each other. Oh boy. And you got to remember, I've been saying this the whole summer of the NBA offseason this season, that the NBA has been promoting the NBA, well, not the NBA, the Euro League. The NBA has been promoting the Euro League, right? Their stars, mostly the top 5 players in the NBA, went back to the Euro League, most of them, Luka, Giannis, and Joker, and played in the Euro League over there. And I think I'm the only one that was questioning that. Your top players who's supposed to be making all this money are out there putting their bodies on the line for injury, and you're paying them all this money, right? Wink, wink. Nobody else but me has been saying anything. And I remember they asked Stephen A. Smith about this, and he said he was cool with it. Of course he's cool with what Massa tells him to say. Yes, he's cool with it. But you also had other NBA players who are international players went over there and played this summer, and this don't seem to be nothing new. Yeah, so here we are. Here we are, folks. And let's explain what's going on. The NBA continues to go down the drain in viewership, right? So this has been a plot a long time ago, I think coming into the 2020s, right? That they were eventually going to do this. And you can already see, is this by default, or is this, or it's just a coincidence that your top 5 players in the league are international players. And they're not, these great players that we've seen in the past where, oh yeah, they're the best the best players we ever seen as far as the top 5 players of all time in the league, right? So we go back to the 210s. Think about top 5 players in the league, right? Go back to the 210s. Or wait, I'd already said 210s. Go back to the 2000s. Imagine the top 5 players in the league. Go back to the 90s. Top 5 players in the league. The 80s, top 5 players in the league. 70s, 60s. So right now, in 2025, these top 5 players, do they compare to any era we ever seen, folks? Of top 5 players in those eras. Whether it was the beginning of those, decades. Well, whether it was in the beginning of those decades or the last 5 years of those decades. These top 5 players stay. So what you have is basically Joker, Luka, Giannis, I guess they're trying to say Victor Wembanyama, and at times Joel Embiid, right? Because Joel Embiid has been a top 5 player, I think a few times in this decade. I'm just saying. Nevertheless, they're not moving the needle for the ratings as far as American people. They're not. They're not. It's not moving the needle. So they have no choice but to keep reaching out, because they've already did this. Keep reaching out to other countries to get their ratings, to get their merch sales, to get everything else, because it's not happening in the United States. You can believe the story if you want, that these guys are getting paid these record-breaking contracts, if you're dumb enough to believe it. So they don't care about the American fans. Why would they care about American fans who don't even support this trash? So their only bet now, or choice, is to keep reaching out to international fans. Right. Like they were trying to convince us to watch these Euro leagues this summer. Watch a whole bunch of plumbers. I tried to watch it. I wasn't thrilled. All I saw was the NBA product. Whole bunch of dudes sitting at the three-point line. These are the guys that they're telling you are making record-breaking contracts. Then you got to start to question some other things. Were they just playing around with these international players? Well, these international teams in the Olympics last year, were they just playing around? Or did the world catch up to us? Think about it real quick. Was that just a business move that just about every team they played was right on their heels? Every team that the U.S. men's basketball team played was right on their heels. And then think about who was on those teams. Joker by himself? Huh? You think about that team with Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert? This is who almost beat you, really? With that loaded team that they had on the U.S. men's team? And then, what was that? South Sudan? Put up a fight? Bro, all those games should have been blowouts. No doubt about it. When you look back at it now, a lot of that shit probably was scripted. And now come to think about it, I won't believe, I wouldn't doubt it if a lot of other shit was scripted too. But I won't even say it. But there's no way in this world, in that 2024 Olympics, they should have even been close on our heels with the team we had, folks. Not even close. But we have it. Remember, you can't fool the people who already seen the best. Us guys, no matter how old we are, some of us are 60, some of us are 50, some of us are 40, some of us are 30. We seen the 2000s, we seen the 90s, we seen the 80s, some of us seen the 70s. NBA. So when we look at this product right here in the 2020s, who the fuck are you kidding? You ain't kidding nobody. That's why Americans ain't watching it. At least convince us that we should be watching it. But when you have guys like SGA, Joker, Luka, Victor Wembanyama, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, these guys like this is their era. We don't even know how good they are because we're still saturated with LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi, all these guys. It's over for them. James Harden. This is who we should be experiencing to know how good they are. They should be the faces of the league. See, the NBA wants his cake, and they want to eat it too. They want it to be an international, top-heavy star league, but they want American players to be the face of the league. How's it work like that? How's that work? Nobody knows what the hell the NBA wants. And now they want to eat more cake. And they want to bring over these nobodies to play in the playoff. What playoffs? What playoffs would you play in? I don't. How could you be in a playoff when you're not even? How could you be in an NBA playoff when you're not even over here playing in the NBA? It's this bad, folks, for the NBA. It's this bad. This company is going down the drain. I told you. Straight line to your face about how much these guys make. Straight line to your face about these NBC and these other networks paying all these billions. Paying all these billions to broadcast the NBA. Really? The only way that's going to happen is if that was a tax write-off. A tax write-off. The NBA, the body rights to the NBA must be a tax write-off to whoever's going to broadcast it. Must be a damn tax write-off. Not only do you have to make those billions back, you also have to make money too. How the hell are you making all this money and nobody's watching the trash? So you got to have people, you got to sponsor your league. You got to have commercials. Who the hell wants their product being on your airtime when nobody is even watching the damn NBA? Nobody is even watching it. Pretty sad, folks. The NBA is finished. They're telling you right there. They have no other choice but to bring in the EuroLeague so they can save face. Hell, it don't matter anyways. All these guys are done anyways. The Currys, the Durants, LeBron James, all the American stars. Kawhi Leonard from the 210s is finished. They're going to keep bringing in these internet, not because they're better, because they ain't got no choice, folks. And it's cheaper labor. We see it with the blue collar industry in the United States. Not because these people are better workers, because they're cheaper workers. Shut up and work workers. Every worker is a better worker. They're just a shut up and don't ask questions and just work. Of course, they're going to say that's a better worker. And like I said before, as the AI continues to hollow out the white collar jobs, we don't want to hear nothing, because the white collar workers, while they sit in the office for years, in decades now, which don't bother me, the work that they do, but while they did that and they believe what the news was saying about foundational blue collar workers are lazy, they don't want to work. That's why we had to bring in all these people from other countries. So why the blue collar workers, the Americans, while their jobs were getting taken, you believe what the hell the news said, and you didn't care about that. So when your job gets taken by AI and they're pushing this narrative that you're not a good worker, and it's a lot of time wasted in the office with you guys doing nothing, and AI is more efficient, we don't want to hear from you. Nobody fought for the American blue-collar workers in the United States. Whether they sent the jobs overseas or they replaced American blue-collar workers in the United States. And that's what they're doing in sports too. They already did it in baseball. Not better players, cheaper players. They can't even speak English. That's how crazy it is, folks. Our whole league can't even speak English. That's not American baseball. It's just baseball. And that's what you have in the NBA too. Of course, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. But they're taking on the same formula with baseball in a sense. And they're already getting prepared because the writing is on the wall. Once the clown show LeBron James retires, they have nothing else, folks. Nothing else. It's over. They didn't want to make Joker the face of the league. They really have been promoting their top 5 players. They wanted it to be about the LeBron James clown show Now the Kawhi Leonard clown show. It's just been a clown show by these American players for a while. Instead of just greatness and uplifting the league, they have them being the clown show while the international players basically stay quiet. But nevertheless, LeBron James' days are numbered, and they're getting ready. They already know that NBA is going to fall off the map because basically LeBron James has been what's been pushing it for better or for worse. And it's basically been for worse. So once he's gone, it's over. They're getting ready to get their ratings in other places. Tell me what you think.